Hello, everyone. Hello, Dr. Jodie.
Hello, Dr. Pamela. It's so good to be here with you today. How are you?
Oh, I am blessed. It's raining and cold here. Well, not cold, but chillier. 57. I don't know. Some people might think that's cold. To me, that's not terribly cold, but I'm happy to be here in this screen with you. How are you today?
I am doing so well. It's the same here. We were just chatting about the weather, how it's rainy and a little chilly. I woke up to the heat on this morning and it is so bright green here in the Northwest. And it's starting to feel very fall-like and feel like we're going into the holidays. So, I feel that transition. I feel it starting to turn. And so I think this is such a great time for us to talk about harmonizing for the holidays, starting to prepare now
Yes.
before the snow starts falling and we start getting into those colder months and all of the holidays coming up.
Before the rush is here.
Exactly. Well, it's still a little
True.
calm before that
It
storm.
is. It is. And we had the game on last night, and there was three different times that I saw, and I was in and out of that. I wasn't in the game watching it the whole time, but three different times where there was Christmas commercials on,
Yes.
you know? So I'm like, yeah, it's here. Holidays are there. We're here. And now we can we still have to get through October, but you know that once Halloween is over, everything's going to be boom, holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all the other hosts of holidays that are going to be popping up in there. We're going to have that Black Friday, and all these things are coming. And Christmas, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, whatever, they all come. Well, Christmas and Thanksgiving come like Christmas comes on the same day, right? Dates. Thanksgiving comes on a Thursday, depending upon the how the month aligns. We get the
Mhm.
date, but and Hanukkah falls within the same time frame as well. And then, like I said, there's other holidays that are out there that are on the horizon. The thing is, they come at the same time every year.
Yeah.
And every year, me included, I said me included, if you weren't sure what I said there, I'm not prepared. And then
Mhm.
you're stressed out. And so I'm excited to be with you right now, to be really talking about harmonizing for the holidays, because I'm one that needs it, because I like to just get going and let's woo. And then, oh my gosh, take on too much, bite off too much, or end up not practicing what I'm preaching and feeling
Mhm.
the stress. So I'm so excited that we're partnering up to bring all this goodness out here to people. And we talked about that, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy
Mhm.
last time when we were together, that we actually can be in charge of our energy reserve. You have one bag of energy, and what are you going to do with it? That you are in large and in charge on that, and should be thinking those things through. And we talked a lot about that last week, and we'll refer back to it. But this week, Jodie, we're taking a higher mental faculty, and that's what separates us from like the typical animal kingdom, right? Is
Yes.
all of these higher mental faculties that we have. And we're going to camp on one of my favorites, which is memory. And I think that's going to be really exciting. So, why don't you start us off and let's see where we go in this live together. So, start us off talking about the higher mental faculty of memory, and what in the world does that have to do with harmonizing for the holidays? Because it's
Yes.
actually a big deal.
It does have a lot to do with it, truly. Yes, I was the same way. I saw a countdown. Somebody said, "Oh, here's the countdown until, you know, the end of the year." And it feels stressful. It really does. And like you said, it's not like we don't know that all of these holidays fall somewhere between Thanksgiving and New Year's every year. But here it is, and it's coming in closer and closer. And we do have the power, just like we talked about, like you said, with the transmutation of energy, we have the power of choice
Yes.
when it comes to creating our reality. And that's very different. That does set us completely apart from all other animals, is that we create these things and we get to choose how we use our memory. Now, nobody, and Bob Proctor always talked about this, nobody has a bad memory. We all have a good memory. Just some memories are stronger, some memories are weaker. And it is like a muscle. We get to do repetitions, right? We get to work that muscle, like so many different parts of our brain, that you get to strengthen it in
Right.
different ways. And one of those, especially when it comes to the holidays, is in our perception, in our memory, right? Everyone is going to have a different experience. We can be in the same room, seemingly experiencing the same thing, and all come out with different memories of it because of our point of view. And so, a lot of times holidays are supposed to be, right? Supposed to be so fun and so exciting. And all of these things are happening, but it can cause a lot of stress, like we just talked about. Or people can really associate holidays, for example, with painful memories or grief. And so we do have the power, more than we think we do, a lot of times, to choose how we frame memories. We get to not pretend that things didn't happen,
Right.
but we get to choose what vantage point we're going to look at those memories from and how we're going to look at each of those events or those memories. And we get to choose, with the power of our memory, how we're going to go into this current season. So there's a lot of interplay between memories and the holiday seasons that often we don't really think about. We aren't consciously aware of that. Our subconscious is bringing in everything all of the time. And so a lot of times it's emotional. We'll have these subconscious thoughts or these feelings around the holiday season, and we'll have patterns where this is how it's been for so long. And we associate holidays maybe with stress or pressure or expectation or overwhelm or grief. And it doesn't have to necessarily be that way. And what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I love everything that you said. And I said, wow, when you said that we have that power of that choice. We have the power to create a new memory.
Mm-hmm.
We have the power to be released, to release ourselves from the pain of an old memory. And we have the power to make our memory by choice better. And so memory, to me, it's covering so many different arenas. It could be, like we talked about before we went live, that dark Christmas, that dark Christmas where everything was bad and that something really bad happened. Or maybe there's somebody that died. I mean, there's things that happen at Christmas time or during the holidays. And how do you navigate out of that heaviness guilt-free? How do you forget but not forget? How do you move forward and not forget? How do you do all of that? So there's this whole part of memory that we can navigate through and build new terrain, because there is new terrain when you've had that dark Christmas, that dark holiday, and you are now trying to build something new. It is a whole new landscape, and you are choosing to build and create, and hopefully with others with you co-create a new tradition, a new memory, a new way of seeing things. And so I loved what you said there. And then there's this other part of memory where, did I forget anything?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Did I remember? Okay, I remember a few years ago, I totally forgot to make the stuffing at Thanksgiving. Completely forgot. I had a lot of people over at the house, and I had tons of stuffing, like the stuff that I made from scratch. And then I had all these extra stovetop stuffing boxes to like supplement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything out of the table. And one of the guests says, "Where's the stuffing?" And I was like, "Gosh." How did I forget the stuffing? You know, so we can work on through crazy associations and really ridiculous associations, how to build a better memory. And Bob Proctor teaches that really well, like one run, and then you connect that run to a pen. We think of one box of stovetop, one box, and you think of a pen running around the room or something, and all of a sudden you're never going to forget your stovetop stuffing if that's what you use.
Yes.
Having these tricks, literally life hacks of how to increase your memory in a positive arena, that you are less likely to forget things, is huge, and to me creates a whole lot of harmony for my holidays. So I see memory as kind of like this like a diamond, like all these different aspects of it. And then, of course, in our bodies, our muscles have memory. So we have muscle memory. And you alluded to that we can choose and make it bigger, make it better. We really have muscle memory in our memories. But because you called it a muscle, and I'm like, yes, muscle memory. And we can choose to build that muscle the way we want to. We don't have to stay stuck. We don't have to pass on stuck. We don't have to be feeling guilty because of something. We don't have to feel like I'm not capable. When it comes to this higher mental faculty, this muscle of memory, it's such a gift, and we have so much more authority, so much more powerful. It's a gift from God. And we can utilize it and bring such beautiful alignment into our holidays, starting with us right here. What are we choosing that we want for the holidays? Sorry, I have an alarm going off on my phone to remind me.
Yes, all the tricks. Yes. Well, and that's why we wanted to put together this masterclass, right? This workshop that we're doing on harmonizing your holidays, because there are a lot of little hacks and tricks and things that you and I do to help us to be able to boost and strengthen our memories. But we also can help reframe memories.
Yes.
At the same time, we can focus on what we can create. There was a lot of that work that I was doing with people throughout the pandemic, when their holidays looked nothing like they had looked their entire lives. They weren't able to be with people in the same way, or they weren't able to celebrate on the same time frame or in the same way. And we get to choose what that experience is like. And I cannot wait to share some of these tips and hacks and techniques and strategies with everyone when we're talking about harmonizing for the holidays, because this is the time to master that, right? Being able to have that harmony in all the different areas of your life and all the different things that interplay. And memory is such a powerful component to doing that. Absolutely.
Oh, I love that. I wrote down what you said. I wrote down that rethink. And then I put down some other rewords: redo, rediscover, renew, master, harmony, master harmonizing through memory. That you get to choose. You get to choose new memories. You get to choose old memories. And the other thing that you said, you're working with people through the COVID pandemic, so important for all of us, is to take that control back. Because a lot of times when we're plagued with that stuff, all those negative memories, or I don't know how to navigate through this, we feel powerless. And sometimes those memories, whether we feel like our memory is not strong or it's not good, we know it is, or feel that we're being overwhelmed with something memory that we don't want, or the muscle memory is in the wrong cry. No, I don't want the memory muscle here. I want it here.
Mhm.
The person can feel so deflated and having no power, powerless. And so getting an understanding and navigating through this area with mastery of what is it at my higher mental faculty of memory? How do I master this? It's going to give everybody their power back, Dr. Jodie.
Absolutely. It's going to empower everyone, and they will remember who they are and why they're here. And that is so powerful. And that muscle memory, right? We hold things here in our minds. We also hold things here in our bodies. And that's one of the things that I specialize in, helping people to release, some of those traumas and those fears and those memories that have those negative connotations from their bodies. And so it's just so important to figure out, when you're thinking about these memories, especially if they're feeling negative to you, like you said, if it's that dark Christmas, something like that, how to release that.
Mm-hmm.
That is a really powerful way that we can really harness the power of our choice in thinking about memories. Do we want to choose to hold on to that any longer, or are we ready to release that and create a new tradition or create a new experience for ourselves? And so I can't wait to have this experience with you and with everyone who's going to be joining us. So I'm actually going to pop the link in so that they can register to join us on November 7th. Cannot wait. It's going to be just the right time. I just got back from a trip. I was in Nashville, and I went to the Opryland Hotel, and they were decorating all the holiday, right? They go all out there. So
Yes.
all the holidays were getting set up, put up.
Right.
November 10th was when it was all going live. And so I feel like this is perfectly timed for everyone who's going to be joining us. It's that divine timing of, okay, it's time to get yourself harmonized for the holidays, because like you said, right around the corner, right after Halloween, everything's going to be up, and it's time to take control before it gets overwhelming.
It's so true. It's so true. It's the perfect time. So before we wrap up, I just want to reshare. I'm kind of stuck on I think that, God's trying to say
the theme. I think we're going to keep going with this. I think
we got a theme here for memory for sure. If you're wanting to rethink, renew, maybe redo, maybe choose what you're going to remember, release, or remember who you are, this masterclass on memory as a higher mental faculty is for you. And you are going to be so incredibly blessed by it. So is everybody around you that is going to be coming in contact with you. You matter. And there's something in you that God gave to you. And during the holiday season, it's a beautiful time to allow it out. And so we want you to be ready for whatever that looks like for your holidays, but also in a place of receiving. Because if we are sitting there stuck in our past and not able to release, you can't receive. And if you're in a place where it's hard to give because of the pain, well, we know it is in giving that we receive the most. So in this time, let's harvest the power of our memory and utilize it to the glory of God and harmonize our holidays together. And of course, we have our academy. Woohoo!
Yes. Yeah, the academy is where we are going to be able to dive so much deeper into these universal laws, into those higher mental faculties, and really share so many of those techniques that we've been talking about. And so Yes, I cannot wait for that. Now, we're going to really be kicking that off officially in the new year to help get you jump started into 2024. But for anyone who would like to join us in the Academy, you'll get 2 additional months free because the Academy is a 6-month program starting in January.
Yeah.
And so if you start right now, you'll get through the end of the year as a bonus. So that's 2 bonus months. And we're going to be here live weekly with you all on Tuesdays. And our harmonizing for the holidays, that's just part one. We're going to be doing 2 parts. And so you definitely want to make sure that you're there. We're going to be sharing lots of special tips and techniques. And we're going to be able to do this in community, which honestly is so, so important to be doing this with some support around you.
Right. Yeah, it is so important to have that. And that is what's being created here. And before we go, I just want to remind everybody that the masterclass, Harmonizing for the Holidays, is FREE. It's just our way of wanting to sow back into you. So make sure you come so that we can all grow together. Jodie, is there anything else before we end this live?
That is it. We will make sure that the links, so the link to the masterclass as well as the link to the Academy, go into the comments here in the video. You can also direct message either one of us if you have any questions, but we cannot wait to see you all inside the masterclass on November 7th. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We'll see you later.
Bye,
Bye-bye.